the agenda of the Americans. They brought us the goodies, which is
the LGBTQ.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all to Jenga Kenya TV. This is a reactional video about the current affairs. First and foremost, bro, karibu sana kwa studio.
I really appreciate.
Pole sana kwa safari.
Yeah.
Now you know that Baba is Baba.
Baba is Baba.
Wacha Baba aitwe Baba, sio?
Yeah, that's it. It's okay.
You travel to Nairobi?
Yeah, I traveled to Nairobi.
And then at Nairobi, something started. You are locked in Nairobi because of the maandamano ya Baba.
Maandamano ya Baba.
We were supposed to be making this video yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, but our guest of today was at Nairobi and couldn't make it here because Baba had just declared that it was to be a public holiday.
A public holiday, there's no vehicle.
No vehicle moving and no one was allowed to move. Yeah?
PSV, public service motor vehicle.
Yes.
So since it was a public public holiday, nothing to do with public things should be moving. The only thing that was moving was Mandamano people.
Mandamano people.
Yeah, Mandamanoese. How do we call them?
Yeah, our king, who is the president, had to take his Mandamano to Kericho.
Yeah.
While Baba had declared Nairobi a no-go zone.
No-go zone.
For the nation of Mandamanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Jenga Kenya TV. This is the place to be. We appreciate your view, for taking time to view our content from time to time. We are here because you make us relevant. And that is the reason we are requesting. For those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Also remember to hit that notification bell so that whenever we upload our new videos, you will always be the first to be notified.
Cling.
Yeah. Subscribe, also share.
Don't forget to share.
Yes.
What is good for your brother too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Keep us going and help us build a beautiful country. Mr. Blue.
Yeah, right here with you. On
bench with the King Farm.
Yes.
Karibu sana, bro.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, to the agenda of the day.
Yeah, the agenda of the day is about the LGBTQ.
LGBTQ. The interest of the West. A very strange concept to the African. But it's here with us. It's very important that we have to talk about it. Kindly react to our reactional video. And let's know your opinion about LGBTQ. Straight to the content.
Yeah. It is not about us, it's about us all. If it affects me, it also affects you. So let's talk about it and get deep to it. And
just a little bit for the introduction, the sake of introduction, let the viewers know who Mr. Blue is.
Mr. Blue is a Kenyan.
Yeah.
By registration, by birth I'm a South Sudanese.
Yes.
I've lived here in Kenya for for the first 19 years, I bet. So Kenya is my second home.
Yes.
As much as home is always the best. So I always feel at home when I'm here in Kenya. When I go back to South Sudan, it's still the same feeling.
Now, you know, Africa was one.
We are all one
You
people.
are at home, man.
We are all one people.
Somebody just came around and put some boundaries. But, Kenya should be your home. Sudan should be my home.
It's my home.
In fact, Kenya should be a village in Africa, isn't it? And so is Sudan. Yeah?
Yeah.
We need to have one overall king of our land, just the way it used to be.
Yeah.
Something came and broke down Africa, and now we are broken in pieces, man. Yeah.
Broken, but we're still coming back together.
We're still coming back together. Two kings. Our reactional video. Where do we go?
We start with the lady.
The lady.
Yeah,
Her Excellency.
Her Excellency.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, the first Prime Minister of.
Was Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Now the President, the Vice President of the Republic of.
Yeah, she's
is it a republic or is it
United States of
America? Yeah. In March, there was so much of visits to Africa.
Yeah, she's been visiting Africa with her agenda.
The agenda of the Americans. They brought her the goodies, which is
the LGBTQ.
The LGBTQ. That is the goodies that Kamala Harris, America, got for Africa. So let's have a watch and react on the video that you'll be viewing. Kindly subscribe again, like, share, and comment. Let's all grow Africa. Let's all grow Kenya. Let's grow Jenga Kenya TV. Watch.
The Biden administration committed to calling out any foreign government that advanced anti-gay legislation or violates human rights. All three of the countries that you are visiting on this trip have advanced or proposed anti-gay legislation. Ghana has proposed a bill that would imprison those that engage in same-sex intercourse. Gay sex remains a crime in Tanzania, and same-sex relationships are outlawed in Zambia. What have you said to the president and plan to say to other leaders on this trip about this crackdown on human rights?
That's the same question we are asking today. What was the agenda?
Wait a minute. To some of you, you might be wondering, what is this LGBTQ all about? So we have to break it down to you. So I'll just break down the three words, the L, G, B. So for you,
yes.
So the L stands for lesbianism, and then bisexual for B, and then gayism. So this is something to do with the sexual intercourse.
Yes.
So it's kind of homosexualism. That's how we can put it.
Yes.
So if you didn't
homo is a Latin word, I tend to believe, which means same. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So homosexuality means same sex.
Same sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Homosexuality. Now, starting with lesbianism, and why was it necessary that it has to be LGBTQ, lesbian, and then?
And then bisexual.
Bisexual, yes.
And then gay.
And then gay.
Yeah.
So LGBTQ, lesbians, bisexual.
And then gay.
Bi means what?
Bi is more like somebody who can practice.
It's non-binary. You can't identify with either.
Yeah. It's either man, it's either lady. It's just there in the between.
So those are some of the questions that we have to ask ourselves. Is it real? Is it a drill? Or is something that's just being pushed down the throats of people? Is it our tradition? Let's watch.
Madam Vice President, you have made clear that the message of this trip is centered on a collaborative future. At the same time, the Biden administration committed to calling out any foreign government that advanced anti-gay legislation or violates human rights. All three of the countries that you are visiting on this trip have advanced or proposed anti-gay legislation. Ghana has proposed a bill that would imprison those that engage in same-sex intercourse. Gay sex remains a crime in Tanzania, and same-sex relationships are outlawed in Zambia. What have you said to the president and plan to say to other leaders on this trip about this crackdown on human rights?
I'll start. I have raised this issue, and let me be clear about where we stand.
She has raised the issue.
She has raised the issue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So it is an issue that is being raised. So it's more like it's something which really call for our concern.
So
it's something which has been put across.
Yeah, because it's an issue, so it means it's something that has some urgency in it.
Yeah, it has an urgency in it. Yeah.
Let's listen.
First of all, for the American press who are here, you know that a great deal of work in my career has been to address human rights issues, equality issues across the board, including as it relates to the LGBT community. And I feel very strongly about the importance of supporting the freedom and supporting and fighting for equality among all people, and that all people be treated equally. I will also say that this is an issue that we consider, and I consider, to be a human rights issue, and that.
Yeah.
So the lady right here is trying to bring up an issue of human rights and equality. So, and she's raising the LGBTQ issue
As one of the human rights, yeah?
So how is this thing relating to each other? So looking into it, so they feel like it is of human right to choose your gender.
But a question that one has to ask is this: does America really understand the need of Africans? That's the question that one has to understand, because bringing out such an agenda to Africa and pushing it down the Africans' throats, yeah? While Africans have a lot to handle. Do they really know, or do they really understand Africans? Because we've got so much things in store that we have to argue out. This is not a right.
Okay, listen, to me, I feel like they don't understand African, because in the first place, what they're trying to push, at first they try to push what is called the human right. So towards African, it's feel like we don't know the right of other people.
Exactly. It makes us feel as if we don't understand our rights the rights of other people.
Of others.
So Kamala Harris, in her visit, she's coming to educate Africans
of human rights and equality.
About human rights and equality, because Africa is silly, isn't it?
Yeah,
they don't understand anything.
We are inhuman.
Inhuman.
That's what they're trying to say. So, and in part of human right, it is your right to be gay. It is your right to be lesbian. That's what she's trying to say. You see? So this thing, the human right thing, the education towards the human right, it was a part, it was a way making for this agenda to come later on. It was a move for a bigger move.
Yeah, exactly. It was that first, it's like clearing the ground.
Yeah, clearing the ground.
Pressing an agenda which looks like it's sweet.
It's sweet.
Yes, and then press on another bigger agenda.
Bigger agenda.
Now bringing forward whatever they wanted to bring forward to the table.
Yeah, because you see now, like here in Africa, there are those Africans who feel like they are being oppressed. Like, for example, the ladies.
Yes.
And that's why they are feminists. They're trying to talk about the ladies' right, the ladies' equality. So what she's trying to say that a lady and a man, they should be equal. We have no difference.
Yeah, that gender, closing up that gender gap.
Yeah.
The aspect of equality.
Yeah. So so in their eyes, American, a lady and a man, they are equally.
Yes.
So if you behave like a lady, it's because you are equally a lady. That's how they're trying to put it, and that's what she's trying to say.
So they pressed that agenda first of equality, and now they are done with equality. Is it?
Yeah, they're done with equality.
Is it now that men and women are now equal?
On the same
now
level.
they are bringing another agenda?
Another agenda.
Or they are not yet done with this, they are bringing another one?
No, they are bringing this agenda after they're putting man, the lady and the man equally.
Equal.
So now they're bringing this agenda of LGBTQ, the gayism, trying to tell the man, if you are choosing to be a man because men were so much favored at that time, and then your time has come. If you want to be like a lady, and then you can be a lady because you still be equally to man.
Yes, there's no difference.
There will be no difference.
That is where the agenda of transgender now comes in.
Transgender.
Somebody is just born with a male organ, but decides, I want to become a woman.
Yeah, I want to become a woman.
Because America has said, being a woman is okay. Whatever you feel is okay with you.
Yeah.
The decision you make is acceptable.
Yeah.
But it's not traditional, man. It's not African.
Yeah, okay, we African. We value people based on your capability
to deliver.
to deliver your responsibility
In the society.
in the society.
Yes.
Everybody has a responsibility.
Like it's a man's responsibility to go out and hunt
Yeah.
and bring the game to the woman
Yeah.
and the children
And the children
to eat,
to eat.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's African.
Yeah.
It is a man's responsibility to protect
To protect
the woman,
the woman. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a man's responsibility to give direction to the family.
To the family. Yeah.
But now America is coming and saying no,
No.
that shouldn't be the case.
You guys are equally ladies and men.
Get out, woman, get out, you are being oppressed.
You're being oppressed. In real sense, there was no oppression. Okay, as much as it is between you and your man.
Yes.
You see, in every places, we have people who treat people differently. Not everybody will treat you equally.
Yes.
Of-
Even among the male genders,
among the
we
male
don't
genders.
treat each other equally.
Equally. Yeah.
No.
There are differences.
You can't say you are equal to me. No, never.
Yeah, I can't be equal to you.
Differences are inevitable.
Yeah.
So how comes somebody comes with some strange traditions and tell you that now you are equal to a man?
To a man. You're equal to a lady.
You are equal to a lady.
Yeah.
And for you to find many favors, you rather become a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is why most men are becoming
Becoming ladies.
ladies.
Yeah.
Let's continue watching and see what the agenda.
That will not change. The president and I had a conversation on this very topic, but the conversation was not about China as much as it is about the enduring and important direct relationship that the United States has with Ghana and with African nations.
The good relationship they had.
Yeah, she's talking about China. Just mentioned China, which must obviously have been one of the agenda that was discussed with the president
The president, yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
But then also there's a leaked document which came up in March about how America is struggling to win back Africa to themselves because Russia and China have taken over the control of their territories. America believes that Africa should be under their territories.
Territories, yeah.
Yeah, their territories. But now China has come into place, and it has come with an agenda, which is to develop Africa. Of course, it has its own agenda because you can't just come to the neighbor and say, I want to help you
I
out.
want to help you.
There must be an agenda. But now Africa is finding some sense in China
More than them.
more than in the
In the US.
in the US, and it's evident because we have bridges, right?
Yeah.
We have roads. Yeah, we have infrastructure. Schools are being built, man.
Being built, yeah.
So there's some sense. So America is coming to try and convince Africa and win them back. It's like you have your wife, and all of a sudden you hear some gifts coming from the neighbor, isn't
From
it?
the neighbor, yeah.
Yeah. This Baba Nani gave me this.
Yeah.
Baba Nani gave me this.
So you'll be.
You become worried.
Yeah.
So that is the worry of Africa, of America. But then,
Become suspicious.
are they taking over my wife?
Yeah.
Yeah. So America wants to win back. But listen to the tactic that America is coming.
The way they're approaching us.
Yes.
To win us back. Okay, let's listen to it then.
I will tell you that we are very clear, and I will speak for myself and on behalf of the Biden-Harris administration, that the relationship between the United States and this continent and African leaders is an important one. There's a historical basis for the relationship, not to mention as we look forward, as all governments should.
That historical basis.
Historical
Is, you have a history with your wife.
Yeah, we have history.
With your wife.
They
You have a
pay dowry
history.
for us.
You paid dowry for your wife, yeah?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a neighbor is bringing gifts to your wife.
To your wife. So
So you become worried.
I will tell you that we are very clear, and I will speak for myself and on behalf of the Biden-Harris administration, that the relationship between the United States and this continent and African leaders is an important one. There's a historical basis for the relationship, not to mention as we look forward, as all governments should, and recognize the unachieved, as of yet, opportunities that exist going forward.
Kamala Harris and America are so concerned about the future of Africa in 2050.
In the 2050.
What is your perspective?
Okay. It's quite interesting.
Yes.
Because now, if they really consider, and they are really, really
Yes. They are worried about the future of Africa.
About our future.
Yes, in 2050, yeah.
And then they are really coming up with a good thing.
Yes.
The LGBTQ.
Yes.
Something that will lead to high growth of Africa.
Yes.
Something that it will bring Africans together.
Yes.
A man and a lady, they will be so much equal.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no differences in Africa, you know. So, and that's all what they have wanted. For us to be united, a man and a lady, they will be united. A man and a man, they will be united.
Yes.
And Africa will be really growing. So it's quite funny. It's quite funny that LGBTQ is the agenda that they're trying to show us.
That is the best thing for Africa.
That is the best thing for Africa. Reaching to a point that they're even supporting us. They're even giving us money.
Yes.
Africa.
Yes. Embrace this.
Embrace this and we pay you, man.
We are thinking about what if today's generation is 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2050, they will have multiplied into very big generation.
Big generation.
Think about the resources. Africa, think about the resources.
Yeah.
If you let these people who are young today get to multiply at the rate that it's multiplying today. Think about the resources. Will it be enough to feed you Africans?
Africans.
Why can't you do something so that you suppress the growth of this population of Africa? And now the best suggestion is LGBTQ. You know, when a man has intercourse with a fellow man, there's no production.
Wait a minute, there's production. According to them, that's what they're trying to say. They're really considering the African future.
Yes.
You see? So to them, like, they're even reaching to a point like, Ata mkizana, if you have many children, you have money to feed them.
To feed them, yes.
Yes, the money. So do this. Let the ladies and ladies meet with each other.
Yes.
Let a man meet with a fellow man,
yes.
And also a lady.
Yes.
So you see the rate of multiplication there, multiplying.
Yes.
People will really multiply in a high rate because men will be giving birth. Ladies at the same time they're giving birth.
How can a man give birth, man?
That's why I'm really wondering.
Yeah? How it's like squeezing a stone to produce some water, some juice. Yeah.
So why is it sensitive that a fellow man should marry the fellow man?
This is queer, and that is we come now to the queer part of LGBTQ because the end part of it is queer. How queer is described, it means something that's abnormal.
Abnormal.
Quite abnormal.
Quite abnormal.
And now they want us to embrace this thing which is abnormal. Not that someone is born abnormal, but there's some abnormality in the brain. And we can say that there's some abnormality, especially in the brains of those people who are pushing the agenda.
The agenda. And who are the one pushing the agenda? The ladies.
The ladies.
The feminists.
The feminists.
The feminists. They are so much bitter with the men. Actually, I did some research on this lady.
The Kamala Harris.
The Kamala Harris. And I come to realize that she grew up from a single mother.
There's exactly.
You see? So, and you know, when single mothers come together, I'm not being like provoking to
personal.
I'm not being personal to single mothers, but according much of their time, they talk negative about men.
Because of the bitterness they
they have.
They go through.
They never had a good relationship with the man. Unless it's only that lady who become a widow. But the single mothers, they always have
bitterness
with
the men.
So this is something she inherited. And that's why she's so much pushing to something that is going to destroy men. But when it's come to men,
it's dirty, man.
It's something serious, man. You see? It's something serious. Because you're giving your manhood
to another man.
You are born with a day. And a hair that you should use to go to the toilet, but you want to change it to being something of your pleasure.
It's dirty. And you just mentioned that it's women who are pushing this.
They are pushing it.
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted that freedom. They were given. My body, my choice.
My body, my choice.
My life, my choice.
My life, my choice.
Now they are concerned about the choice of men. They feel that men are now being left behind, so they wish to bring them on board. But
no, they don't feel like being left behind. What they want to do, they want us to be equally the same with them, because the moment a man give out his manhood to another man.
You are saying when a man gives his manhood.
When a man gives his manhood to a fellow man,
yes,
they automatically become emotional, start behaving like a lady, or dressing like a lady.
Walking style, yes.
Even walking style.
Broken,
So this guy is no more a man. He's more of a lady. You see?
And it's so painful because the statistics have it that even the Pampers, is that called Pampers? They use the ones that the diapers.
The diapers.
They used to wrap around children. Now, adult wrappers, Pampers are selling more than.
They're selling more because
children Pampers.
Even now.
Because there's a problem in the health sector.
Yeah, I have a child, bro. So my kid is she uses size 5 Pampers. And when I go to the shop, this thing is much expensive right now. Because these adults are even using it.
The competition is...
There's competition. You see?
There's something that has gone wrong in a generation.
And this is what they're trying to do. This is their concern of Africans in the next 30 years to come.
They could be taking over the world.
They'll be taking the world because African will be full of abnormal people. Because I don't think you will be in your normal senses or in your common rights. Common sense become uncommon to you. Because how do you know that sex, it's intimacy between a lady and a man? But now you want to take it as...
and you want to call it a right?
And you want to call it a right. That's what right is. That's how right feels like.
Can we rewrite the Bible?
The Bible actually, I've come to realize this is their own way of brainwashing Africans to become soft in heart. Because they brought Bible, the missionaries came first, they softened Africans. And then later on, the colonies come. The same way, they come with the human rights, and then later on...
They are pushing now for this LGBTQ.
The LGBTQ.
As a right.
Yeah.
The Bible states clearly that one should not lie with another man as a woman.
As a woman.
How did it change? Did it change?
They are the ones who brought the Bible to us. And they are the same people who are bringing us the same thing of LGBTQ. So if things really change along the way, and then we don't know.
So does it tell us, in itself, if the missionaries who brought us, the Europeans, they brought us the same Bible. They're the same guys who are coming now to us, telling us that information is all outdated. Now this is the updated information that we are bringing onto you. Celebrate homosexuality, celebrate lesbianism, celebrate being queer. Does it really make sense?
Yeah, it really don't make sense, but this is what they're trying to do. You see, it is more of brain colonization.
where do we go? Do we go back to our ancestries, back to our roots?
Yeah, we should go back to our roots because, you know, in our African way, this is not how we live, you see? So we should really take it all back to our roots. And that's why in the next video, we see Museveni talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yohana Museveni.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about our
Traditional
values.
Let them be with theirs, and let us have
our own.
Our own.
Yeah.
Let's finish up our Kamala Harris address.
Think about the fact that by 2050, 1 in 4 people occupying a place on Mother Earth will be on this continent. And what that means. The trip that I have taken to come here, being here, is about recognizing the incredible opportunity with a sense of optimism about what we do now and how it will impact the world going forward. So this trip and this relationship, yes, we are concerned with security, we are concerned with what is happening on the globe as a whole. We are clear-eyed.
She talks about what we do now and how it will impact the world moving forward.
So
her agenda is homosexuality.
So
now, thinking from that angle, how homosexuality has to impact the African world moving forward and in future to come. What is she telling Africa?
She's trying to tell Africa that whoever don't support the LGBTQ is a backward person, you see? Because now, if we have to really move forward, then it's mean in the next 30 years, our generation or our population will be decreasing. Because you see now an intimacy between a man and a man
can't produce anything, you see? And that's why even in the Bible they brought us, and in the creation theory, it stated that God created man and a woman to reproduce. To reproduce and fill the earth.
And fill the earth.
But now, because of the vision of America that Africa could overpopulate the world, they are thinking of a way in which they can be able to curb this generation. So that...
Listen, you know, if I'm so much concerned about your future, then it really means I'm getting something in return. So the Americans are so much focused on the African future in the next 30 years. Why are they so much focused on it?
Why not focus on their lives?
On their life. How about us?
What is the interest? What is the interest?
They have something, they have an interest behind it. You see? They have an interest behind it. And the interest, it's not of goods, because we have already seen from the colonial time. They brought the Bible. We thought their interest was to make us godly people, but their interest was to take our land. You see? The same thing they're bringing the LGBTQ. If we thought of like their interest was, it is something to support the human right or to bring African together so that in the next 30 years, in 2050, we will be somewhere else. And then, in real sense, it is of no help to us. It's of no importance. It is more to them.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up, let's listen for the last part of Kamala Harris during her visit to Ghana.
So this trip and this relationship, yes, we are concerned with security. We are concerned with what is happening on the globe as a whole. We are clear-eyed about that. But this trip is motivated by the importance of the direct relationship between the United States and Ghana, and as I travel the continent, those countries as well.
She talked of, yes, we are concerned with the security. You know, and she hardly mentioned China.
Yes.
So the China and Russia, they had a project. They had approached Africa with these ideas of they want to take the military.
Ammunition training, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's why she's coming with the concept of like, they are still also concerned of it. You should not be lured
Into accepting the Russians.
The Russian and the China.
Yes.
So this means it's more of African scrambling again.
The scramble for Africa.
Yeah.
Patrick Lumumba well puts it that Africa is undergoing another colonization, man. A new scramble for Africa. Now we have Russia, we have China, and now we have US coming in full force.
In full force.
We want our woman back.
Yeah.
Africa.
So now that they are concerned of the security, I don't really think females used to put up the security. In our African tradition,
Especially,
it was for a man to
the
protect.
man's responsibility.
It
yes.
is the man's responsibilities. And now that they want to change men to being ladies, and then how then are they concerned of the security?
This reminds me of one, and I tend to imagine, even if the Bible was brought about, it has some truth in it.
It is.
There's a book in Isaiah, I think chapter 3, which says that in the latter days, men will be ruled over by women and children.
And children.
And we are confirming it in this modern generation. How women are now taking lead in every situation.
In every situation.
And then the book ends by saying that, but the end of it will be shame. Because God purposed that man has to be in authority.
Yeah, domain.
Domain.
It was
Yes.
given dominion over the creation.
Security has to be provided by man.
By man.
Now, when Kamala Harris is sent by America to come and represent America on matter security, we don't understand. We don't understand.
Yeah, we don't understand it.
Yes, she is speaking on behalf of the Biden administration, but to us as African now, going back to our roots as African, because now from the agenda we have learned that they have nothing good for us.
Yeah, they have nothing.
It is the greatest time that we took up our responsibility and started scrubbing off that which doesn't make sense, which was sold to us.
So to us, yeah.
Strange doctrine that was sold to us,
Yes.
strange cultural traditions that were sent to us, and go back to our roots
Yeah.
and start over again.
We
To
become
rebuilding.
our indigenous
Yes.
Africans.
Yes,
Because these people took away our ways of life, they changed it, you see, and they brought about the Hellenization. And that's why, like, we're having schools,
yes,
and what we study there is like their language, you
yes.
see, and that's why now we can speak
In English, yes.
Of course, we are not doing this because we like it, but because like we've been Hellenized.
Yes,
And it is an unavoidable circumstance because it's something that has already happened.
yes,
But now, these are the things that are coming up. So it's high time we enlighten and we empower our fellow Africans
to say no
and to say no,
to that which is strange.
which is strange and that don't make sense. Something that will cause us harm. Because this is, to us, sex is something sacred.
Yes,
And the intended purpose for sex was for recreation purpose.
yes,
Now sex has been taken as for pleasure,
for pleasure.
for indulging. The people just want to indulge. You see, sex is no more sacred.
No.
Sex is no more value.
Let's finish up. Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, it's been ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing conversation around this topic, LGBTQ, and here on Jenga Kenya TV, this is our personal opinion. We would love to hear your feedback through the comment section below. Kindly comment and let us know how we are faring on. Is it viable? Is our reaction video make sense? Also suggest to us what you wish us to talk about next time. I take this opportunity to say much thank you, dear viewers, again. Those of you who have watched and have not subscribed, remember the conversation is only but starting. And to my brother, Mr. Blue,
Yeah.
thank you so much for helping make sense of this.
Yes.
You'll be seeing Mr. Blue quite often here from time to time
Yeah.
as we try to make sense what is senseless to Africans.
To Africans.
Yes.
Keep the Ubuntu spirit up. The Ubuntu spirit say, I am what I am because of what we are.
Mhm.
So we are African. We are not gay. We are not lesbian. We are normal, upright people. Let's keep our morals and let's keep our values. Thank you.
And God bless you.
Peace, man.